Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. You are, and I am, exceedingly and abundantly blessed. What a wonderful Wednesday. It is a worshipful Wednesday. It's a time in which we worship God and tell Him thank you for the wonderful things He's done in our lives. We are right at the middle of the week, and God has been gracious and merciful to us. And for that, we are all so glad. Today, I want to call your attention to Matthew's Gospel, the 12th chapter, verses 33 through 37, whereby Jesus teaches us a great principle, and a principle that you and I can share with one another. It talks about a tree is identified by its fruit. If a tree is good, its fruit will be good. If a tree is bad, its fruit will be bad. I want to ask you the question, what kind of fruit are you? You know, it is during this time of the year, and many of us might remember, it was always that Sunday that was right before Christmas, or on Christmas Sunday, if it happened to be that way. We would all go to church. Back in my day, we had Sunday school right before we had church worship. And then on that Sunday before Christmas, we would all do our Christmas recitations. It was then that we began to demonstrate the verses that we have done. We would do our Christmas pageant play. We would do all those awesome and great things that needed to be done for everybody to know that that's my little child, that's my little girl, that's my little boy, and they memorized their lines. It is always amazing to see the parents who knew the lines of their children because they rehearsed and practiced it with them. And as the child is standing up there, if they missed a word, all they had to do was look at their parent, and their parent will say what they're about to say. Well, you know, it is much like this text. A tree is identified by its fruit. You know, on that Sunday, we would get a bag of fruit. We would get an apple. We would get an orange. We'd get some nuts. We'd get some candy canes. We got that brown bag that was full of fruit and candy that we so look forward to. And you know, all of that fruit came from a tree. And every fruit is known based upon its tree. And every tree is known based upon its fruit. It was then that this text really came alive to me, that a tree is identified by its fruit. Well, you know, not only are trees and fruits identified as belonging together, but you can tell people, and you can tell who their parents are. You can tell who their children are, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Have you ever noticed parents whose children look so much like them that we use the cliche, you have spit them out? Well, Jesus begins to remind those in his day that some of you are evil. You're a brood of snakes. You're evil people. And Jesus called them out for who they were. And you and I need to call out good, that is good, and evil, that is evil. It appears in this text that it allows us to be able to determine what is the source of a thing because we see it evident in what's in front of us. Today, as we go into this Christmas season, let's all make sure that we bear good fruit. Let's show everyone that we have the love of God within us, and we want to share that love with everybody that we meet. Those people who have behaviors that seem to be evil and they're irritated by people, we must know that they need just a little bit more love. Today, as we go into this holiday season, as we find ourselves in these days of Advent, let's prepare ourselves to be ready to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ with those who have yet to hear it and those who have yet to embrace the importance of bearing good fruit. Today, I invite you to be a fruit bearer, to give God the fruit that you know that He deserves. And let's all make sure that you and I are sharing the good news of the gospel, that we might produce those other words that would be good news, that will tell somebody that God loves them and they are exceedingly and abundantly blessed. I want to remind you, in this year of 2022, God has abundant blessings stored up for you. All we have to do is release them by shaking the tree. So I hope you will let the goodness of the Lord fall upon you, and you will let it fall upon all of those around you. I look forward to talking to you again on tomorrow. God bless you.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.